Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we're checking out some knives I got sent in by a really good friend of the channel and friend to us, Q1 Fiend. He's been a huge supporter of the channel since the very beginning. We can't thank him enough for all the help and support he's given us. And these are some of his knives I've never tried before. So this is the TWOSUN TS361. A nice little Wharncliffe / sheep's foot blade in 14C28N. Titanium frame locked. It does look unique and cool at the same time. It's not a very big knife, but great little size. The flipping action is amazing on this thing. It kicks. It has a nice comfortable flipper tab, and once you break the detent, once the detent pops out of the blade from holding it locked in place, it snaps open with authority. You are not going to fail this by accident. Oh man, this thing kicks. You can actually hear it when it clicks back in. Nice clicky detent. Now it's not the most fall shutty, but it's still very smooth. Really cool pattern milled into it. And the Wharncliffe blade, this thing is going to be just amazing at utility cuts and pinch grips and opening things up. It's that perfect size where you can go around boxes really nice and easily. This is going to be a great little user for sure. Next, we have the BESTECH MALWARE. I've never tried this knife, and I've always wanted to. It's a Todd knife and tool design. Crazy looking Wharncliffe. Very, very pokey. S35 VN blade steel. Now, I'll be honest right off the bat, personally, I would probably prefer the titanium frame lock version. Now, everything will be linked down in the description, by the way. As much as I can possibly link will be down there in the description. But yeah, I personally would prefer the full titanium version. Very smooth on the drop. The detent and action, this thing kicks really hard. Very, very snappy. You also have the reverse flick. Yeah, this thing, it almost feels assisted. It snaps open so hard. Very, very nice action. It's not the most comfortable in the hand, but, you know, you could definitely get by with it, and most of your grips are going to be like this, where you could do the utility cuts and stuff. Access to the lock bar, very good access. Very easy to disengage. And the thumb flick and reverse flick, the whole is placed in a great position, and the detent is well tuned for the flick. The choil is not very big though, but for these little pinch grips and for like choking up for utility cuts, it's going to work just fine. It's just not going to be, you know, a very comfortable place for, you know, you can get by with it for sure. It's just fine. The handle is very slim and everything, so, you know, for what you're going to be using this for, it'll work great. Nice and centered, super snappy, but man, I can tell you this, it is a lot lighter than I would have thought. Holy cow, this thing is light. Next, we have the mini Centaurion. Now, I love the Centaurion. It's an amazing knife. I have my full-size one here. Now, this one it's a nice little mini size, but it's perfect still. Full 4-finger grip. This is a great size EDC. I love the full-size one, and man, I really like this mini. The one thing I'm really happy about them doing on the mini is this lock bar cutout. Because the big one, that was my biggest complaint, was that lock bar access. I love that I can reverse flick it because the detent is kind of light, but it's perfect for the front flipper. Now, the next thing I wish they would have done is I wish they would have made finer jimping and went around the top of the front flipper. But this one's so small and compact, very, very easy to manipulate, very snappy, and I can still do the, well, usually, I can still do the reverse flick pretty easily. Now, beautiful blade. What steel is this? S35 VN still. We have the multicolored G10 with a titanium milled pocket clip. These clips work great. Like I said, the access to the lock bar makes it so much easier to manipulate. This is a great size. I really, really like this. This is such a good blade shape for EDC. It makes utility cuts good, slicing good. You know, you can cut things towards you, and you can go around things really easily. Just a perfect blade shape for EDC. I really like this thing. I'm sure it comes in different versions as well. That pivot collar really pops with the orange and black G10. and the, the anodized clip. And then the back spacer is the same material as the scales. We do have a hidden lanyard back there. Very, very cool. Let's get to the next one. Next is the Arcane Designs Abyss. These are available right now. Everything will be linked down in the description. I do have one of these coming actually for testing. This one I'm just going to show you guys really quick. Now you can get all extra parts for it. Like I think they're Mokatai or Timascus parts for this inlay and the clip. Very cool. You can buy them separately on the website if you do want them. Now, this thing is built extremely, extremely well. The flipper tab, it kicks. This thing works so good. That the detent and the way the positioning is of the flipper tab, it gives you lots of leverage because the way this scoops down. Nice snappy action. Has a really cool sound to it. Then the drop, very smooth. You do have this hole on both sides for the reverse flick. Also, very easy to do. The detent is well tuned for that type of action. You can thumb flick it too. Not as easy as the reverse flick, but you can do it. Now, for the lefties, you can thumb flick it. I'm not a lefty, but you might be able to pull it off if you're a lefty. I'm putting pressure on the lock bar, so not so good for the lefties, at least for the reverse flick. From my perspective, maybe it is if you're a lefty. This dual ground tanto looks so good. It looks nasty. It has a clip point dual ground tanto. Nice large belly here, so if you do want to slice with it, you can. Nice durable tip, but yet acute enough for some utility cuts. And then you have this nice hollow grind right here where you can get really good slicing and cutting, and this is very comfortable in the hand. So not only is it sexy looking and futuristic looking, but it's also still nice and useful. The way this handle is designed, it just melts right in your hand. Very, very comfortable, yet also very cool looking. So there you guys go. Just a quick look at it. Love you guys. Fiend, thank you, man. Thank you for all the support, brother. We love you. Peace.